Nebraska has probably among the highest percentages of women in the workforce yet. What do we do for early childhood education?
We do need to strengthen our early childhood education programs. It is one of the best head starts that you can give for a child. It levels the playing field early on, puts all children, helps to put all children on a playing field that helps them better prepared, helps them to be better prepared to compete in classrooms. And I think early childhood education is really an important thing, particularly in low-income communities where children may be provided home care and instead of being provided care in a preschool setting where they're actually getting some structured education. So I think it's very important that we look at focusing and expanding our early education.
I do too. We found that children going through Head Start will know their ABCs and their SANs. They're ready for literacy, they're ready for reading, and those families that either can't fit the limited number of slots available for that or can't afford good center-based child care end up having children that are way behind. And when they first start kindergarten, it's really sad.
It's great for the teachers too, because in addition to just having that educational head start, they also have a head start in terms of the social skills that they build, just learning the system of a classroom, learning how to line up, how to prepare for lunch, how to interact with peers and share toys and take your turn and wait, raise your hand. All of those things are things that teachers have to teach the children in the classroom, along with reading and writing and all of the other stuff.
That's really so true. Well, when we look at Nebraska, everybody always talks about economic development. What are your feelings about that? Do you think we should be attracting big corporations or helping small business?
Well, in our district, in District 21, that's a really important issue these days. There is a lot of development going around the outskirts of Northwest Lincoln. The district itself is Northwest Lincoln, and then it's Malcolm, Raymond, Valparaiso, Ceresco, and Ashland. And there are lots of acreage developments, and there's land out there that's being developed. And it's very important to the constituents in those areas that development be balanced, so that we make sure that we're planning carefully, that we're being respectful of our existing natural resources, and that we're slowly building the infrastructure so that we don't get ahead of ourselves, so that we don't end up with pockets of developments and no infrastructure in terms of roads or health and safety amenities to support those new developments. So I think that in the state of Nebraska, it's important to consider that natural resources and economic development often go hand in hand. In terms of whether we should be recruiting large businesses or small businesses, I think they're not mutually exclusive. I think that you can support both. I do know that Nebraska, we have a lot of small businesses. They really are the backbone of our state's economy, and it is important that while we're thinking about putting in incentives and programs to attract large businesses, that we're also making sure we're taking care of our small businesses, our mom and pop stores, and our family farms, and those types of businesses that have been around for a very long time, maybe handed down from one generation to the next. We need to make sure we're taking care of those folks too.
Good. Well, when we look at economic development, I always think of the University of Nebraska. Do you feel that the university is an asset?
I do feel the university is an asset. I think sometimes people don't realize that the university expands far beyond just those main campuses in Omaha and Lincoln and Kearney, that they have extension services across the state that serve as resources in many rural areas, and that the information that's provided and available through those extension centers and through the university in general are very helpful in communities. They have programs that, of course, as an education center, the university is something we should be very proud of, but they also are very helpful in terms of providing community resources. They can help do things like evaluating community programs, helping determine what are needs in communities. In rural areas, they're very helpful in terms of some of the research they've done with agriculture. And one of the things that I've always been really proud about coming from Nebraska is the research that the university system does. They've actually been on the map in many ways in terms of the research that has come out of our learning institution. So I absolutely think that the university is a resource for us. I think we need to find more ways to utilize them as a partner.
Well, Tami, it's been wonderful having you here today. And I want to go and encourage all of our viewers to come down to our monthly meetings. The Lancaster County Democrats Central Committee has a monthly meeting on Tuesday nights. It's the third Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. at the Communication Workers of America Union Hall at 25th and N Streets. And there you'll get to meet wonderful candidates like Tami Soper for District 21 State Senator. And you'll get to have opportunities to volunteer for these excellent candidates. You can be part of the process that helps the party develop its platform. We've just gotten done with a wonderful season with the caucuses and deciding who would be our presidential candidate as Democrats. And I encourage you to come on down, get to know the Democrats, get to know Tami. She's a great woman, and she's going to serve us well.
Thank you, Barb.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh, my final thoughts. Just that it's important to participate in the process, and I hope that people will come out May 13th and vote in the primary and continue to participate in the process. It's very important.
Good. Thanks.
Thanks, Barb. Thank you for having me.